Hello, everybody, and welcome to INST 542 Information Technology Risk and Vulnerability Management. We'll be using the book for this course on ethical hacking and network defense. Please see the syllabus for additional details, of course. Information technology can be defined as the study or use of systems, right, like computers and telecommunications, for storing, retrieving, or sending info. That info largely comes in data or data packets. So IT security professionals are always concerned with data, and that data can be framed in terms of CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So success to us as cybersecurity professionals is multifaceted, beginning with CIA. But don't forget, CIA can incorporate physical security, policy, the tools always come to mind, the applications out there running, the processes, the controls, the standards, the procedures, etc. The list goes on, right? For example, I could say, well, okay, policy then also depends on support from top management, right? So this is a course that focuses on risk management and provides a key part of the solution as security testers who will be doing vulnerability tests. The only challenge is hackers seem to be ahead of the game all the time. It's frustrating. And they'll always try to hack into new systems or find new exploits or produce new viruses. There are thousands a day, or at least 1,000, right? So this course and the risk register that we'll build will go a long way to minimizing our risk exposure and improving our understanding of indicators of compromise, and will help us advise our clients and our company wisely on risk vulnerabilities. Now, we're going to cover these objectives through this chapter. And we seek to understand the ethical hacker role so that we can be a better security tester. Ethical hacker, pen tester, penetration tester, security tester, those terms are all synonymous. I will most often use security tester, okay? Because pen testing becomes a function as opposed to a role. So companies need to know what, if any, parts of their security infrastructure are vulnerable to attack, and then know what tools the bad guys use and how they think, right? And that, based on the value of the asset that you're protecting, will drive you to whether you need to do pen testing, vulnerability testing, or etc. Remember, you are only as secure as your weakest link. Now, there are some terms to know up front in our introduction to ethical hacking. Ethical hackers are often hired by companies to perform the actual pen tests, right? And when doing the pen tests, they're actually attempting to break into your network to find that weakest link that I just mentioned. And so we can also do, besides pen tests, vulnerability tests, where the tester attests to enumerate or list all the vulnerabilities found in our application or system. We're not attacking the system to find the vulnerabilities, but we are looking for the vulnerabilities. So it's a different approach. So in a pen test, the ethical hacker attempts to break into the network or the application to find that weakest link. So in a vulnerability test, we're attempting to list or enumerate the vulnerabilities. And that list of vulnerabilities is largely going to drive our major deliverable every week in this course, which is the risk register, right? So then there are various terms used that we want to be aware of, right? It's kind of like role playing, I suppose. So this is the role of hacker or cracker, and then to know an ethical hacker. It kind of rhymed. Didn't mean it to, but it did. So the hacker accesses without authorization. They're actually breaking the law. Anyone who breaks into a system or to steal or destroy data are often referred to as crackers, right? So the hackers getting in without authorization, and a cracker is looking to steal or destroy, right? Now, be aware that the Department of Justice doesn't make that distinction. It calls both hackers and crackers, calls them both hackers. Okay, so the law will even look at a narrowing of that distinction. Now, the continuing with the role of security and pen testers, right? There are others that play along that attack us. Script kiddies, or packet monkeys they're called. These are young people, inexperienced. They're Googling the code. They're trying it out themselves. If they get lucky and they hack, it really wasn't done with a plan. They didn't build the script, right? They copied it. It was given to somebody from a knowledgeable hacker. We want to have an understanding of programming languages to understand the weaknesses. And we also want to understand scripting. Scripting is a way of writing code that you put in the command line that will run a series of tasks in a sequence. Scripting is done for good all day long at major companies. But the hacker, if they can get to your command line and write script, can take control. So it becomes a security risk, right? A couple other terms to know. One is a hacktivist. This is a person who hacks a computer system for political or social reasons. If you have time, Google the group Anonymous. Anonymous is an active, visible, social, political hacking group. And you'll find recent examples of their work out enumerated online. Okay? So know that pen testers normally have a laptop with multiple operating systems on them and lots of hacking tools. We're not going to download hacking tools because in some states it's illegal, as I'll mention here shortly. But we want to understand our role so we can join a team and be part of this, right? So the role security tester is listed here, right? Really, you can't make a network impenetrable. We're not looking for 100%, right? As a pen tester or a security tester, we're looking simply to find the vulnerabilities, analyze them, report them, and offer solutions. That's what that's all about. And this are some of the roles that go with it. Now, we could fall into one of three boxes: white, black, or gray box. We will use those terms over and over in various other capacities too. They have very similar meanings. A white box hacker, that you're told everything about the topology and the architecture of, and with floor plans and people's names and phone numbers. You can even go interview people before you start your test. That's a white box hacker, ethical hacker. A black box model means you're in the dark, right? That you're giving nothing about, the staff doesn't know the test is happening. You're not given details about the company's technologies as far as firewalls or other applications running or operating systems. You have to figure that out all on your own, right? The burden is on the tester to find those details. And this would be an example. If you're a white box hacker or a white hat hacker, sometimes it's called, you may be given a floor plan to show where equipment is so that you could set up your social engineering, maybe have a conversation with somebody, befriend them, get to a place where you pressure them to give you a password, right? Hey, if I can fix this on your system right now, I can keep the whole network from crashing, right? That puts you under pressure. And so you could use that in so many ways. The third that I mentioned was a gray box model. This is really a hybrid of the white and black box models, where it gives the tester only a little bit of information, partial information, and and so you're going to have to do some research yourself, which is common. The chapter 1 talked about certifications in this career field of security tester. First and foremost, I recommend also the CompTIA Security Plus or some equivalent, right? Security Plus often wants you to have a Network Plus certification first. That is not required in my mind because I don't have the Networks Plus certificate, but I went ahead and finished my Security Plus certification. As long as you have a good, solid understanding of the network. If you have any doubt to your network skills, please go back and get your CompTIA Network Plus and then your Security Plus. You'll be dynamite, and it really sets you up for success in any of the following certifications. It's also highly valuable. I think this is from past memory online, not my source, that the average IT person in security with a Security Plus background will make about $90,000 a year, right? That's just off the top of my head. Don't quote me on that. But it's a valuable resource to get in addition to pursuing a career as a security tester. Okay. Remember, there are lots of things that are vulnerable. This may start some of your list or continue your list in your risk register that you downloaded from week 1 and are looking to populate throughout this course. You would highlight users and what vulnerability that goes with them. What about the data and its vulnerabilities? Data at rest, data in motion, data in use, data in the cloud, right? What about vulnerabilities on the workstation themselves? What about mobile devices and their vulnerabilities? What about network devices or even applications? What about the architecture of the company and any of the vulnerabilities that go with those? And I think I already mentioned mobile devices, right? There's so many vulnerabilities to start listing and digging through and filling in the blanks on that risk register, which you will share not only as your homework each week, but also each week share one item in the discussion board from your risk register and all the areas you're able to fill in. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop for part 1. Part 2 will finish chapter 1 this week. Thank you all, and it is good to be working with you again.